Hello, in this video we're going to be learning about functions. Okay, so let's just start off with the question, what is a function? We've got a series of choices here. Is it a party up on the hood? Is it those keys up at the top on your keyboard? Is it like how something works? Or is it a relation between a set of inputs and a set of outputs that each input is related to exactly one output? Well, in a sense, all of these are correct, but in the context of a math class, which one do you think would be the best answer? And of course, it would be D. So, what is all this saying? Because that's a textbook definition. It's saying all of the inputs, which is the x values, go to exactly one of the output or the y values. So, in other words, the best way of looking at this is saying that the x values should not repeat, and that's how you can tell if something is a function or not. Let's look at some examples. So here we have a t-chart where we have a 1, 3, 5, 7. It doesn't really matter about the output per se, okay? But when you're talking about if this pairing is a function, you're looking at the x values if they repeat. So since these x values do not repeat, that means that this is a function. And over here, is this a function? We're looking at all of these and we see that none of these repeat. It doesn't matter again about the y values. Okay, so here this is also a function, and then over here this is a different way of showing a pairing. So here we have 6, okay, 12. So we see that the 12 goes to the 4 and 12 also goes to 1. So these repeat, these x values repeat. So this is not a function. All right. So looking at this, see if you guys could figure out what relation is a function. Remember, a relation is just a relationship between an input and an output. When I input a 1, the output is I get this. So out of all of these, which one is a function? Again, remember, you're looking just for the x values. So I see the x values repeat here, x values repeat here and here. So my answer would be A. Over here it says which one is, I know it's talking about the y values, but there's a way that we can tell if a function, if a relation is a function by looking at the graph, is that it should pass the vertical line test. So let me draw a vertical line. And a vertical line means that if I have an x value right here, let's say let's move this over at -2. See, I would be able to see there'd be a point here and a point somewhere else if the x value is repeated. So we just drag our vertical line across and we see if it ever touches the function more than once. If it does touch the function more than once, like in this graph over here, we see that that is not a function because the x values repeat. Make sense? Great. All right, so now let's look at this and see if you guys can identify which functions, or I'm sorry, which relations are functions. So this one doesn't pass the vertical line test, so that is not a function. Okay, over here, passes the vertical line test, so that's a function. Over here, that's a function, does not pass the vertical line test, so not a function. That's how you can tell if a pairing is a function. All right, you got it?